can't, so that's why I have this up here. On behalf of the Cedar Springs Community Players and the Kent Theater, welcome to today's performance of A New Skirt in Town. I want to let you know we had a development this week where one of our actors actually is in the hospital. But it wasn't COVID, so we have a new actor, but he only had 2 days. Okay? So he may have a book with him that he's helping him to do it. There's no way he can. I can't memorize lines in 6 weeks. So please be understanding of that. His name is Nolan Patton. So we're really appreciative of him doing that. He's playing the part of Amos. The cast and crew, all of them have given so much of their time and energy. I wanted to thank each one of them. It's been just a pleasure working with them. So if any of you have a desire to act, set design, costuming, or anything related to theater, or if you have a spouse that wants you out of the house for a while in the evening, please reach out to the Cedar Springs Community Players. We always could use new people, additional ones. Halfway through the play, we'll have an intermission, probably an hour into the play. And I encourage you to treat yourself to the concessions at the theater. You can really use your business. So a couple of years ago, I was approached by a man named Bob Robinson, who's a friend of mine. And he excitedly told me of this very detailed dream. And he woke up and said he immediately thought of me. And we weren't that close of friends. So it was kind of weird, but and his dream centered around a group of people that I have never made fun of before, the Amish. Okay, and so when I was a young boy, many years ago, we used to pass by an actual Amish community in Pennsylvania, and I took the liberty to set this play in this town. That is the actual name of the town. That's just kind of strange. So before we get started, I would ask you to silence your phones. Don't talk too loud, and please don't take any photography during the performance. If you're Amish, you can forget all those rules. Doesn't matter. And also, please laugh as much as you want. Thank you so much for coming and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Do I have to tell you to get off your behind and come over here and taste these cookies? I want to make sure everything is perfect for our guests this evening.
My dear wife, please stop calling me Elijah.
Well, that's your name, isn't it? I could call you lots of other names. But I'm trying to be nice, and it's getting harder day by day.
Rachel, we've been married for nearly 30 years.
My name is Rebecca, and we've been married for 36 years, 8 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, and 3 hours.
That is a long time. Certainly long enough for you to start calling me Eli. That's the name I prefer.
You know, I only call you Eli when you're not making me mad and you're not annoying me.
You haven't called me Eli in years.
Exactly.
Are you saying I've annoyed you our entire marriage?
No, not at all, darling.
Don't I ever make you happy?
Of course you do. I remember it well. It was November 15th, 1988. The last time I called you Eli. I remember it so well.
Well, I don't. What did I do to please you?
You left for a whole week. Your brother had gone to Philadelphia to live with the heathens, to live outside our community and live with the, well, you know, the English.
Now that you mention it, I do remember my brother Isaiah. How's he doing?
Well, fabulous, I imagine. He's basking in the light. He is playing in the rays. He has found his paradise.
He moved to Florida.
No, he died 3 weeks ago.
Well, that explains why I've been having to run his store lately. The memories are coming back. But wait, why aren't his kids running the store? They own it.
The memories come and then poof, the memories go. He didn't have any children. We're his only family.
Yeah, you're right. Without any wife or kids, his whole life was that store. All he cared about was kitchen tables and nightstands and whatever else he sold in that store.
No, you're wrong again. He cared about the community. He was voted as our town bishop. He ran the town and the furniture store.
And then he dies, and I'm stuck with running the store. I want my old life back. I love being out in the fields, watching the sun rise over the crops. I'm stuck inside, stuck like a possum in the headlights.
Oh, more like a putrefied skunk. Oh. Will you at least tell me how the cookies are? Are they good enough for supper?
What are you making for dinner?
I made pea soup, just like you asked.
Your hearing is getting worse each day. I said I had too much to eat and drink, and I had to pee and poop.
Right. So I made pea soup.
And the chickens were making such a racket, I said I had to go let the chickens out.
So I baked the chicken snouts. I don't know why we wives have to do everything our husbands say.
Don't you remember our wedding vows? Honor and obey.
Why don't you shut up and come taste this soup?
That's good. Ooh, that soup just turned sour.
Why, Ruth. Hello, it's so good to see you. You look marvelous today. How do I look? Why, thank you.
Wait, your sister Ruth is our guest? Somebody who intrudes here every day is not a guest. And why does she carry that saw with her?
Why, to make sure that we women don't have any heels on our shoes, and to make sure that our skirts are not creeping up our legs, to make sure we're dressed appropriately.
Well, she's definitely creepy. Good morning, Deacon Noah.
Just ignore them, Ruth. I do. They'll never understand our sisterly bond. They don't understand that talking to you helps me through the trials and tribulations of my life. You're such a good listener.
Now I know why you two get along so well. She doesn't talk and you don't hear.
Eli, your tongue is wicked fast.
And his brain is painfully slow.
My dear wife Ruth's inability to speak is one of her most endearing qualities. It has been such a blessing to our marriage.
Why, Rebecca, did you hear what the good deacon just said? Perhaps if you didn't talk, it would help our marriage too.
Oh, ye of wicked tongue, perhaps it's you that should keep your mouth shut.
But there is one downside to her lack of speech.
I'm sure it pales in comparison to the upside.
When she is frustrated with me, when she is disappointed, she has found another way to let me know.
She makes one of her silly faces at you.
No, she has this right jab followed by a mean upper left hook. And then there's the walking stick.
Why, Ruth, what do you have there? Mind if I take a look? Why, it's an article about Isaiah's death.
The owner of the furniture store. See, I remember some things. That's my cousin.
He's your brother.
Well, he hasn't been around much lately.
Ruth, I told you not to bring the paper. My dear, I think it best you not read the article. After all, it was written by heathens. Here, let me tell you what it says.
Yes, it's always better if a deeper voice tells me what the story says, rather than me reading it myself.
As bishop of our church, I am responsible for administering...
As acting bishop of our church, Soon all the other deacons will get together and they'll play Bishop Bingo and we'll have a permanent bishop.
Rebecca, your hearing seems to be improving. You heard everything Deacon Noah said.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
As acting bishop of our community, I speak for the community. And the community believes that we must remain united. We Amish live in a world of heathens. And in order to maintain that unity, that cohesiveness, in order to maintain the Amish tradition, I think at best a man tells you what is going on. I'll get straight to the point.
You could have done that 5 minutes ago.
This article says that someone is claiming to be the child of Isaiah, his heir, and this heir is planning to move here.
Why, Elijah, before you go getting upset, just think. We have no nieces or nephews on your side of the family. Think what a wonderful surprise this could be.
Why, Rebecca, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be more than happy to welcome a new nephew. But wait, before we get too excited, there's a problem here. My brother Isaiah was not married. He didn't have a wife. Therefore, he doesn't have kids.
You don't have to be married to have kids.
You do if you're Amish. Babies out of wedlock are a big Amish no-no.
And the Amish don't stray from that commitment. But wait, you said something earlier. Do you remember what it was? Because I don't.
Oh, yes, I said I made pea soup. Would anyone like some?
No. It was about going and getting my brother 30 years ago. It was his rum spring-a-time when he chose to leave the community. Looking back, I wish I could have rum sprung.
Well, yes, just that 30 years ago he left to live outside of our community and with the heathens, the English. And he was gone and you rescued him.
Once you are out in the heathen world, once you lose your connection with God, I can only imagine the temptations that might arise. I can only imagine the sins and transgressions one might commit.
Amen, brother. I think I'd better get back to the store. I wouldn't want the workers to be surprised by this and have panic break out.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
You always think it's a wonderful idea when I'm going to leave. But wait, I don't want to run the store anyway. Maybe it's okay that panic breaks out.
Elijah, you need to be in control and deal with any problems. I think it's a good idea that both of us go.
You're coming too? Do you think that's a good idea?
We think it's a wonderful idea. That'll give us time to discuss it amongst ourselves, and then we'll tell you what you all should do.
But she doesn't talk and you don't hear.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yes, Eli, let's go to the store. Let's assess the situation, and then with my help, you can take whatever action is necessary for the well-being of the store. And I can make sure the community is well informed. Don't worry, we will get this under control.
Eli, please keep in mind that you know your commitment to your brother, to the store, and to those workers, and take it very seriously. Please try your best.
Rebecca, I will do the best I can.
Oh, do better than that, please. What do you think of the pea soup? You like it? Good. All Elijah ever wants are pork chops. It just works out so much better if I just turn my hearing off whenever he's around.
Things are kind of slow today, Levi.
When you're Amish, things are always slow. But, believe it or not, working here in this store makes it all that much slower.
Maybe we should do something to make the day go faster. Maybe we should straighten out the shelves. Or did we receive any new goods that we can stock?
Or we can just sit around. Look on the bright side, Amos. It's nice when you don't have a lot of work to do. You can get caught up on some much needed sleep. People will tell you all the time that nothing is impossible, but they're wrong. I do nothing almost every day.
But Uncle Eli, Mr. Ryle,
You mean the boss man?
he told us yesterday to make sure we have all the different colored pants and coats on display.
Yep. We have 2 black pants, 1 black coat. Oh, there's a white shirt. All set there.
He also wanted us to rearrange the furniture, have the dressers out front, and move the kitchen tables to the other side.
He tells us to do that every day.
How about we get that done, then we can rest?
Why? If we get it done, it'll just have us move it back the next day. Look, our boss's best trait is that he can't remember what he told you to do yesterday. You just tell him you'll get to the task, you do nothing, then he forgets, and it's deja vu all over again.
I guess I'm okay with that as long as he remembers to pay us. But honestly, I'm a little worried. Business is so slow. How long can we go before we don't get paid?
You're Amish, correct?
Of course I'm Amish, can't you tell?
You don't pay for electricity, you don't have a car, and you're not married. You don't have a lot of overhead in your life. Your expenses are minimal, and you live with your parents.
That may be true now, but when I find a wife, things may change.
You're wrong. When a wife finds you, things will definitely change. But look on the bright side, Amos. The community is growing. There will always be a need for our goods. There will be days that are busy and days that are a little slow. We'll be fine. And if things get too tough, we can always go plow the fields.
I don't like farming.
You're Amish?
Just when I start to worry God answers a prayer, we have a customer.
I would wait before you thank God. Customer hasn't even bought anything yet.
Good morning, sir. Can I help you find something?
Just looking around for now. I just moved to Lancaster last month and thought I'd check out some of the nearby towns. This one's kind of interesting.
This town is very interesting.
Unless you live here. We Amish can be a little boring to outsiders and insiders.
We are a very devout and Christian community. We never cease in our loyalty to our faith and our family. We are accountable to the Lord for our spiritual welfare. We reject pride, arrogance, and haughtiness and place high value on humility. I hardly find us boring.
You're wrong. That speech alone was really boring.
Okay, the town is boring.
I guess I was a little surprised when I got to this town. The last thing I expected was to find the Amish in a town called Intercourse.
Most everyone is.
Do the Amish also have multiple wives?
Nah, I don't even have one.
The Mormons.
Thank God.
The Mormons, not the Amish, have multiple wives. Have you seen anything on TLC? The town of Intercourse was named back in the early 1800s. It got its name from the 2 major roads that intersected.
At least that's what we tell everyone. Some people think that Adam and Eve intersected and then had their 3 kids here.
If you have any questions, just let me know. We have plenty of high-quality handmade furniture in the other room. We also have farming supplies and plenty of tools, shovels, rakes.
Certainly not interested in that.
And on the wall is our extensive selection of clothing.
Yeah, very extensive. Black pants, white coats.
I do have one question. I tried to view the website for your store, and I couldn't find anything. As a matter of fact, I couldn't find much about any of the stores in town on the internet.
We have two problems in Intercourse. One is the internet service isn't great here.
I had noticed that. What's the other problem?
Nobody has a website.
Maybe I can help. I run a company that designs web pages, and I wondered if you'd be interested in talking about that. Here's my card.
That would be great, except the Amish rarely do anything that requires connecting to the grid. And we certainly don't do anything that's complicated. You could say we're a little old-fashioned. I do hope that changes soon.
Given my whole experience so far, it's all starting to make sense.
And besides, we're not the owners of the store, but we'll give him your card the next time we see him.
Except he's dead.
I appreciate that very much. You said you sell furniture? I'm looking for a nightstand for my bedroom. Where's the furniture section?
It's right through that door there.
I'll go take a look.
Let us know if you need any assistance.
That was exhausting. Oh. Let me know if the boss man comes.
Okay, but I hope not too soon. I wouldn't mind relaxing a little myself. Ah! Good morning, boss. Didn't expect you to see here today.
I wasn't expecting to come in today either, but there's something I want to talk to the both of you about. Oh, and call me Eli. Is he sleeping?
No, Eli. He's not sleeping.
Amen. Oh, hi, boss. I was just saying my daily prayers and preparing for a grueling day at work.
What would you like us to do today? Do you need us to rearrange the furniture displays?
I was just going to suggest that. But hold on a minute. That's not the main reason I came in here.
Should we be worried, sir? See, Levi, I told you the slow business would be a problem.
Actually, I brought someone with me. I think you all know him.
Oh, good morning, Father.
Good morning, Amos, son.
Good morning, Deacon Noah. What brings you in today?
Yeah, Deacon, what brings you in today? Oh, I brought you in. Go ahead.
I don't know if any of you had a chance to read the local paper today, God's Gazette. It's quite interesting.
There was something interesting in the Amish paper? Well, back up the plow horses.
It was an article in the Intercourse Happenings section. It said that someone new is coming to town, and that someone is planning to claim ownership of the store.
So you might not be our boss, boss?
You sold the store?
What store?
Isaiah's store?
My brother?
Yeah, you're running the store.
While he's in Florida?
No, Eli, we talked about this earlier. All we know is that someone is claiming to be the child of Isaiah and heir to his estate.
But Isaiah wasn't even married. He was a good, devout Amish man. How could he have any children?
That is a good question, Amos. God commands that you be married before you have children. But the world outside of intercourse is a wicked world. Men
And women.
and women don't always follow the rules of God. In the heathen world, sin is the norm.
But Isaiah was a follower of God. He was a good and righteous man.
Well, he was most of his life, but when he was about your age, he decided to see what the world had to offer outside of intercourse. Fortunately for his soul, he was willing to forego the devil's control and come back to intercourse.
Yet, he had a child. He must have dropped some seed before he took the bumpy road back for intercourse.
But just to be clear, we only read this in the paper. It may not be true.
What do the English call that? Fake news?
Anyway, we just wanted to make sure that both of you were aware in case someone were to come in and inquire about the store.
We'll keep our eyes open on the job.
Provided I'm not praying, of course.
Have any of you encountered anyone who might raise suspicion? Anyone outside the Amish community, perhaps?
None that I recall.
Well, there was this one gentleman.
Could you show me where you keep the Christmas decorations? I could use some cool flashing lights for the outside of my house.
We do sell some decorations, but none with flashing lights. We have a couple of pretty neat wreaths over here, and we have some lovely candles over in the corner if you'd like to take a look.
You should consider some decorations with more flash. Maybe a projector that shines Santa and the reindeer on the roof of your house.
Or perhaps a blow-up Santa, dressed in black and riding in an Amish buggy.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm gonna take a look around for some more stuff. I do have some great suggestions for your store, but I'll wait until you're done with your other customers.
So, you mentioned a non-Amish gentleman. What did he look like?
They look just like the gentleman that just asked those questions.
Wow, that's kind of odd.
Or perhaps it was the gentleman that just asked those questions?
Yeah, maybe.
He was quite curious about the store and what we sold. He was also wondering if the store had a website.
A website? Now, I know I've only been in charge of this store for a little over a month, but I make sure this store is cleaned every single week. I can assure you I've eliminated every single spider. There are no webs on this site.
No, Eli. He was wondering if the store had a marketing website.
This market is clean. Look up in the corners. Do you cite any webs?
Boss, a website is how the rest of the world promotes their business on the internet. Although I don't know much about that.
It's not worth explaining.
He was curious as to how we advertise about the store. He did say he was willing to help.
I have a feeling this gentleman's interest in our store is not coincidental. I am highly suspicious that his visit confirms the newspaper's article. I think it best I have a conversation with him.
Perhaps you're right. But why would you have a conversation with him? You're not the owner or operator of the store.
Hey, he makes a good point. We should get the guy that runs this place to talk to him.
On second thought, perhaps you're right, Deacon. No, you should be the one to speak with him. I'll go get the gentleman and ask him to come speak with us. Or perhaps I'll just sit right here for a moment.
Gentlemen, this is a perfect example of what happens when you stray from God's desires.
God is quick to catch the size of the heart.
John chapter 2, verse 16. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, comes not from the Father, but from the world.
Yeah, but it's not always your fault alone.
That's right.
Others may cause you to stray.
That is right.
But I'm still not seeing the downside yet.
Good afternoon, ma'am. If you're looking for the women's clothing store, it's a block down the street.
You have a women's clothing store in Intercourse?
Yes, ma'am. It's right down the street.
Well, I just drove that way and I didn't see it.
It's not real big, but size doesn't matter in Intercourse. The store does have a wide selection of black dresses. Perhaps you could use one.
I think I'm all set with dresses.
Amen.
I'd just like to look around this store if you don't mind.
Well, I don't mind.
Ma'am, we do have a few items for women in this store. We have aprons and hand towels and pots and pans. And in the back, we have mops and brooms. And we have genuine Amish furniture.
I could show you around if you'd like.
So can I?
I got this.
Amos, I think it best you let the young lady look through the store on her own. Go find the gentleman and ask him to come and talk with us.
Yes, Father.
That's a good idea. Amos can go help the gentleman, and I'll go help the lady if you don't mind. I'm now inspired to help our customers.
with you leaving.
I second that devotion.
You know, I'm getting eager to talk to this guy. On the one hand, if he turns out to be Isaiah's son, then I get to meet my new nephew. On the other hand, I'm getting tired of running this store, and I would welcome a change.
That's the same hand.
Oh, yeah, you got a point. I got nothing. I just hope it turns out all right.
Gentlemen, this is Derek Sampson. Derek Sampson, this is Elijah Wild. He runs the store. And this is Deacon Noah. What do you do, Father?
I'm the acting bishop for the Amish community, and I also own and operate the cheesecake factory, the cheese factory, here in Intercourse.
I do love the name of this town. Is that inappropriate to say?
Oh, not at all. The town gets its name from the main intersection. Those two roads used to be the main thoroughfares before the turnpike came through.
Yes, Amos was already explaining that to me.
We've had to explain many, many times how this town got its name.
But our town name is simple in comparison to our town to the west, Bird in Hand.
And to our east, there's two in the bush.
Derek, do you mind if we ask you some questions?
Ask away. I assume these other gentlemen gave you my card. I develop websites.
We can discuss the spiders later. First, I would like to know what brought you to our store, because you don't look like our typical customer.
I'll get straight to the point. Isaiah, the owner of the store, has passed away about a month ago. His brother, Elijah, has been running the store since his passing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's been a difficult time.
In many respects.
We had heard a rumor that Isaiah had a son who was coming to Intercourse to claim ownership of the store.
He had a son no one knew about?
We aren't sure, but we wanted to ask you if perhaps you knew anything about this. If perhaps you were that son.
Oh, please say yes.
Let me just say, this town and this store are so unique. I would love to say that I am the son. I think this store has great potential and I would really like to see it succeed. Unfortunately, I am not that son. I'm not even a churchgoer, let alone Amish. I'm just a normal guy.
I guess the rest of us are abnormal then.
Sorry for any inconvenience. I'm sure this is,
Well, forgive me for butting in.
Ma'am, your butt is certainly welcome.
Well, perhaps Isaiah didn't have a son. Perhaps he had a daughter?
well, that could be the case, but I'd still have to run this store.
And why would you still run the store?
A woman can't run a store of this complexity. Look around. Besides, we sell a lot of manly stuff here.
Complex or not, any business owned by a woman would not be warmly received by this community.
Well, maybe this community needs to change their views. Maybe they should consider coming into the 21st century.
Good luck with that.
I suspect you haven't even made it to the 20th century yet.
I'm sensing this isn't just a mere discussion. What, pray tell, are you withholding from us?
Well, you're quite intelligent and quite perceptive.
Thank you. I did graduate from the 8th grade. I was in the top 10 of my class.
There were only 8 kids in his class.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Delilah Ryle.
Whoa, what a coincidence. That's my last name.
I don't think this is a coincidence.
My father's name was Isaiah Ryle.
Whoa, another coincidence. That's the name of my brother.
I can assure you, he didn't graduate in the top 10 of his class.
You must be my Uncle Eli. So excited to meet you.
Word.
Do you need someone from the staff to help you find anything?
No, I don't mind staying here. This is quite interesting.
Interesting and awkward.
So perhaps the newspaper's article was factually correct.
That alone is quite rare.
But ma'am, how do we know what you are telling us is true? How do we know that you are his daughter?
Oh, I have my birth certificate listing my father's name. To be honest, I never knew my father growing up. Mother always told me that he had run off, but just before she died, I was told the truth, that my father had returned to live in his Amish community. Well, my mother said she loved him very much, but she didn't want to leave New York to live in this community. I only found out a few weeks ago that he had died.
But the article said Isaiah's heir would be taking over the store.
Well, that is correct, and I am Isaiah's heir.
I think she meant E-R-R-O-R.
I'm Delilah, and you are?
I'm Amos. I work here.
Well, Amos, it's nice to meet you. Since I plan to take over the operation of the store, I could really use your help in getting to know the store, the customers, and the town.
I'm Levi. I'd like to get acquainted with you too. I really like your skirt.
I'm Derek. I'm not Amish and I don't live in Intercourse.
The clothes and the iPhone gave it away.
Well, it's nice to meet all of you.
If you don't mind, here's my card. I specialize in setting up websites and optimizing business presence on the internet. I think you're going to need my help.
Thank you. As soon as we agree on the path forward here, I'd love to get together and talk about next steps.
So it looks like I'm not needed to run the store anymore. I can go home and relax. Oh, wait, the wife's there.
Not so fast, everyone. Miss Ryle, in case you are not aware, you may not run this store. It is in direct conflict with the heritage and tradition of the Amish community. First of all, you're not Amish, and secondly, you're a woman.
Deacon Noah, you're so observant.
With all due respect, Deacon Noah, it is not my intention to change the character of the store. It is, however, my intention to improve on the operation and the appeal of the store. Input from a different perspective, and especially from a woman, can be invaluable to the store's success, and it will honor my father's legacy to this community.
You do realize the community will not tolerate or agree to this change. I can only hope that you understand and respect our tradition. I will be alerting the church elders and the community at large about this development. We will be contacting you soon to work out a resolution. Amos, son, let's go.
You go on without me, Father. I work here. Also, I think this development may have many positive effects for our community. I'm willing to give Miss Ryle a chance and my support.
Ditto on that.
If that is your opinion, son, this development will have a negative effect on my willingness to let you live in our house.
On second thought, wait up, Father, I'm coming.
But we haven't had any customers since we opened an hour ago. It doesn't make any sense to have bread out if no one comes in to buy it.
It just gets green and hard and it stinks.
Please, girls, just do as I say. I don't need any more stress.
But there are no customers, and no customers mean no stress.
You're wrong. No customers means no money, and no money means lots of stress. And on top of that, you two are driving me crazy.
We're sorry, Mother. What can we do to help?
You can do one thing for me that might help. Come give your mother a big hug, and forgive me for my impatience. Okay, now go get some more bread and do it quietly. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Ruth. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Esther. Good morning, girls. Why, the girls look a little tense. Is there anything the matter?
They'll be fine once Ruth puts the saw away.
They certainly are hard workers.
They are when they're motivated. How can I help you, ladies? I have some fresh bread and some fresh pecan pies as soon as the girls bring it out.
Well, we didn't come here today to buy any baked goods.
Okay, but that's all I sell.
Well, it looks like, actually, Ruth would like a pecan pie, and it looks like she's ready to slice it herself.
We'll get them, Mother.
While we wait for the pie, I wanted to talk to you. Have you heard about the nonsense that's happening at the furniture store?
Well, news doesn't travel that fast. With no radios, no cell phones, no landlines, no television, news doesn't travel that fast.
Well, I saw Eve Schmucker stop by yesterday, but I bet she didn't tell you the whole story.
She stopped by and didn't get through the whole story. She can be long-winded at times.
Well, I hate to make a long story longer, but it turns out that Isaiah Ryle had a child out of wedlock and took the whole secret to his grave, and then it all came out after his death.
He spoke the truth after he died?
No, Esther. Oh, a young lady showed up at the furniture store claiming to be his heir. No, Ruth, heir. H-E-I-R, heir. No, oh, just never mind. She then produced a birth certificate and proclaimed herself the owner of the furniture store. Now, you know that the community committee here has strongly opposed women-owned businesses.
If only the men did the work too. As you know, my husband owns this bakery, but I do all the work. Even worse, when I get home, he complains about how little I do, and he's home all day.
Well, I have a suggestion for you. Just pretend like you can't hear him. It works wonders for me.
I'll have to try that. Anyways, I'm sure the community committee will deal with this at the next meeting.
It is at the top of their list. They consider the matter to be most urgent. Do you know that she is bringing in all kinds of new items to sell at the store? Items that the community committee says are not appropriate for our community. She is even talking about bringing in colored clothing. You know, not black and white.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind a little more variety.
Well, it all comes down to the fact that she's not Amish.
Not being male is probably more important.
Well, some members of the community have expressed their concerns.
Honestly, I haven't heard of anyone too concerned. I suspect Deacon Noah's leading that charge. Well, speak of the devil. Forgive me.
I suspect you're not far from the truth.
I meant to say, speak of the deacon. Good morning, Deacon Noah.
Good morning, Esther. I don't know if you've heard of the new threat, the disease entering intercourse. I have raised the issue with the community committee.
Rebecca just told me. You head that committee, don't you?
The concern centers on the furniture store and the invasion of a heathen owner.
Eve Schmucker told me yesterday that...
To sum it all up, we have a big problem.
Yeah, there's a new scarf in town.
And we plan to take action.
What a surprise. What do you plan to do?
Well, we must do whatever is necessary to maintain the integrity of the Amish community. First of all, we shall challenge that woman's claim of ownership. That store has been in the Ryle family for 6 generations, and it seems a travesty to bring that tradition to an end.
But if she is telling the truth and she is part of the Ryle family, the legacy will continue.
But she's not Amish. And furthermore, God himself knows that a woman is unable to appropriately continue that legacy.
I appreciate your concern, and I appreciate your business. I don't necessarily appreciate your opinion.
$8 for the pie.
And furthermore, we need your help.
But I'm just a woman. You probably need a man for that. Go ask my husband.
$8 for the pie. Ma'am, it's $8. Do you want it or not?
Oh, Penelope, I forgot. This is the lady that's deaf and dumb.
You're only half right, my dear child. She's not deaf.
Esther, I think that Deacon Noah is going to bring this up with the community committee.
He's mentioned that a time or 5.
Well, I think that the committee will share his opinion about the new owner and her effect on the community.
But how do you feel about that change? Do you agree with Deacon Noah? Don't you think it's time that we support the women in our community?
I think it's time, but not this time.
Why not now?
Because if they agree to let this woman run the store, then that means Eli will be back home with me. Now, some women want to run a business, and some women want to run a home. But nobody wants their husband around all the time.
Good point, Rebecca. For your benefit, I will support Deacon Noah. What's the woman's name?
Delilah.
Seems appropriate. Her father couldn't have named her any better.
Neither could the guy that wrote this damn play.
$8 for the pie. $7 for the pie.
Deacon Noah, your son works at the furniture store. Won't causing trouble impact his job? How does he feel about this?
He supports the Amish community, and he supports his father.
He doesn't feel nearly as passionately as his father does. You know, the youth, always so liberal.
But if we are successful, Amos's job should not be negatively impacted.
And it will keep Eli out of the house.
I will, half-heartedly, support your position for the benefit of my friend Rebecca. So, what do you plan to do? And how can I help?
Next week, I shall inform the community committee of my plans.
You mean you're going to tell them what to do? It's kind of a rubber stamp.
I shall speak with that woman and ask that she relinquishes ownership.
Remember that you tell her to relinquish ownership to Eli, so that he doesn't have to, so that he has to leave the house.
What if she refuses?
Then we shall shun her and wait for an epiphany from God.
Good morning, ma'am. Can we help you find anything?
That is such a pretty dress.
I like any other color than black.
Mother, I want a dress like that.
Me too.
Forgive me, ma'am. She usually doesn't react this way.
Yes, she does.
How may I help you?
We already asked her.
Well, I might be interested in some breads, but first I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Delilah Ryle, the new owner of the furniture store in town. And I thought I'd say hello to the other business owners. I would tell you more, but I suspect you already read about it in the papers. Or have listened to the gossip. Are you the owner of the bakery?
Technically not. My husband owns the bakery.
As it should be.
But I do all the work.
Mom!
Oh, sorry. These are my daughters, Penelope and Naomi. They do work on occasion when needed.
Young ladies, could you pick me out a nice loaf of bread and maybe a pie for later?
Girls, you heard the lady.
She keeps giving us dirty looks.
And her hand is gripping the saw again. I'm scared.
Perhaps we should go and let Esther to her work.
We will leave, but remember, Esther, I'm counting on your support. Rebecca, Ruth, let's go. Good day.
You know, go on without me. I think I'm going to have some donuts.
Girls, please get Miss Delilah her bread and Rebecca her donuts.
You have such fine daughters.
I finished as top student in my grade last year, and I did too.
Well, how impressive. Did you girls go to the Intercourse Public School?
No, I'm homeschooled. Me too.
It's so nice to finally meet you, Delilah.
I've heard so much about your arrival.
I assume not much of it positive.
Some have expressed their concerns.
We Amish can be a little unflexible when it comes to new people, unless you're Amish or buying a lot of Amish goods.
I guess I didn't know what to expect. I'd heard about the Amish, how honorable and religious they are.
I believe we try to be both of those things, but we're so inflexible when it comes to new people and new ideas. I'm sorry.
Based on my experience these past few weeks, that is an understatement. I'm sorry to bother you both with my troubles. I just haven't had anybody who I could talk to who might understand my situation. Anyone I could turn to for some advice, but I'll leave if you want.
No, dear. Please stay. We are more than willing to listen and help if we can.
Thank you. I guess I didn't know what to expect when I arrived. This is all so new to me. Frankly, up until recently, I didn't even know who my father was, let alone that he was Amish.
How did you find out?
Did your mother tell you?
She told me a few years ago, just before she passed away.
I am so sorry.
Then several months ago, a man driving a horse and buggy paid me a visit. It was so strange. He told me who he was and that he was my father, and I was his only child. He apologized for never being a part of my life, and then he told me he was very ill and his days on earth were coming to an end.
So you didn't even know he owned a store?
No, I didn't find out about it until after he had died. I considered just selling it, but I always dreamed of running my own business.
What work did you do before coming here?
Her name is Delilah. I imagine she cut hair.
Well, I worked in a few stores in New York, and I always had great ideas on how to make things better. And now I have a chance to make those ideas a reality.
And then you arrived and realized what you were up against. The store is quite old in the way of the community, even more ancient. I'm not sure there's much you can do to change that.
I disagree. I think this town has a ton of potential. It has a certain aura and allure that could really attract a lot of customers. It's so different from shopping at the mall or ordering from Amazon.
People go all the way to the Amazon to go shopping? Isn't that dangerous?
Great things can happen here. We just need to let the rest of the world know about this place. We need to change our approach.
You must realize that change will be met with a lot of opposition, especially if it's your idea.
It's never easy to change your position in intercourse.
I guess the horse-drawn buggies gave that away.
Delilah, I am intrigued by your positive spirit. I want to hear more about your ideas.
Thank you. You've been so welcoming.
Unfortunately, there's one problem. I already told Deacon Noah that I would support his position to reclaim the store.
And I need my husband out of the house.
That's too bad. I was hoping we could be friends.
We can still be friends.
Does Deacon Noah have another job besides being the religious leader in town?
Yes, he owns a cheese factory. It's just down the street from the furniture store.
Well, why doesn't his son Amos work there?
Amos is the fourth and last son. The store doesn't sell enough cheese for all the sons.
And Amos was a little more than all right being separated from his father.
Well, thank you again for spending some time with me.
No, dear. Delilah, please stay. Perhaps there's another way that we can deal with this issue. Maybe we can come up with a plan that Noah will support and at the same time accomplish your goals.
You think you can change Noah's mind?
I'm kind of lost. I thought his intention was to keep me from running the store, or at least to keep me from succeeding.
Sometimes plans don't produce the results you intend.
I'm experiencing that right now.
And sometimes the unintended results turn out better in the long run. I think I have an idea. With a little bit of work, just might work.
What do you think might motivate Noah?
What motivates any man?
This isn't another intercourse joke, is it?
No, I'm thinking money might motivate him.
Oh, that would work. Will it still get Eli out of the house?
If it works, yes.
I don't think we can bribe him.
We won't need to give him any money. But, Delilah, for this plan to succeed, it will require you to play a big role. Have you ever acted before?
Well, I was in a play once in high school, but I didn't get a good role, and the director was really bad. Actually, the director wrote the play, and it really sucked.
For this plan to work, we will need a good script, some great acting, and a little bit of luck.
And a better director.
Maybe a lot of luck. What do you think?
Oh, I'm smiling from ear to ear. Thank you so much.
One thing is essential. It will require you to persuade your employees to help with the plan.
Well, Levi won't be a problem as long as it doesn't require a lot of work.
On second thought, let's not include Levi.
But it will require Amos's help. He can't tip off his father too early.
Maybe on him I can use a little female charm.
Even though your name is Delilah, I am not encouraging anything inappropriate.
But then on the other hand, do what ye must.
I'm ready. Let's do it. Well, good morning, Amos. It is so nice to see you this morning. You're looking very good today. I love that shirt on you.
Thank you. I just bought it yesterday.
I didn't know we carried that style.
I couldn't get that here. We don't sell shiny metal buttons.
Where's Levi? Is he coming into work today?
Yes, he's outside in his buggy. He said he had 90 seconds before his shift started. He didn't want to come in too early, Miss Ryle.
Amos, Please call me Delilah. I know that I'm technically your boss, but I consider you every bit as important to the store as I am, perhaps even more important. Your knowledge of the products and your friendly personality are invaluable to our success. And, unlike me, you have a great connection to the community.
I was born here. I grew up here. It's the only community I know. And Miss Delilah, speaking of the community, there's something I need to tell you.
Good morning, Delilah.
I guess it'll have to wait.
Good morning, Levi. I hope that you're doing well. But please call me Ms. Ryle if you don't mind.
Sure, boss. So, boss, what do you want us to do today? Hopefully not too much. Just so you know, I'm already really tired.
Well, I noticed that you never got the furniture rearranged. I asked you to do that 2 days ago and it's still not done.
Oh, I'm so sorry, boss. I guess I'm just not used to a boss that remembers what they tell me to do. I miss Eli.
Levi, I can help you if you need.
We also received some new products that we're going to need to display. I expanded our items to include soap, shampoo, and other personal hygiene items.
We Amish don't have indoor plumbing, only bathhouses. We do stink a little, sometimes.
Sometimes we stink a lot. But do you think that smells bad?
Yeah, it does.
Then you should go down to Deacon Noah's cheese factory. It's horrible.
What do you expect? All they do all day is cut cheese.
Believe me, it's not just the Amish who stink.
She's right. The Mennonites stink a lot too.
So, Delilah, what were those new products?
Oh, they're right over there on the table. And don't worry, I didn't buy anything that requires electricity. Levi, I think Amos can handle this. Please go take care of the furniture.
The furniture is heavy.
You're a big boy, you can handle it. Please, go take care of it now.
Really miss Eli. I miss you too, boss, especially on payday.
There's body soap, bathroom cleaner, and some brushes.
This brush looks kind of odd. What does it do?
Well, it's for the hard-to-reach places.
The label says it's a hiney helper.
We could call it a butt brush.
I think tush tool would be better.
I got it. The ass aid.
Levi, other room now. We'll stick with hiney helper. Amos, you said you had something you needed to tell me?
Yes, boss. I mean, Delilah. It's about last night. The community meeting didn't go well.
I didn't expect that it would. What happened? What did they decide?
My father, the committee, decided that the community couldn't and shouldn't sacrifice their principles, and that it would be unacceptable to support a business that didn't adhere to the Amish rules. That allowing you to operate the store would negatively affect the community's relationship with God.
Well, what did the other members have to say?
No one else said anything. The meeting lasted 2 hours.
No one else had an opinion?
Wait, there was the man who owned the bakery.
I thought Esther owned the bakery.
No, Esther's husband owns the bakery. She just does all the work.
Well, what did he say?
He was concerned that shutting down the furniture store would cause a decline in intercourse activity. The bakery and the other stores would suffer. Father said our principles were more important. The resolution was approved unanimously.
What is their next step?
My father will be coming to talk to you. He will offer you some choices to avoid an outright shun, but it will mean you'll have to sell the store.
I see.
Miss Delilah, I have never outwardly opposed my father. He is the deacon in this community, but I simply don't understand his position nor his approach. You are the first non-Amish person that I've ever been close to.
Well, you're the first Amish person that I've ever been close to.
And contrary to what my father may say, you are a good person with a good heart. You're not a heathen.
Thank you for your support, Amos. You're such a sweetheart. Excuse me if that was inappropriate.
I don't mind being a sweetheart, Delilah.
Amos, having only known my father for a short time has made me appreciate the bond between a father and a child. I would never want to take that away from any anybody, but especially not from you.
But it is I who must make that decision. I must stand for what I believe is right.
Well, perhaps we can give your father a reason to change his mind. Well, hi, Derek. Thanks for coming in. Derek has set up the initial website. Why don't you have a look and give us your opinion?
Can I get my opinion too?
I thought you were rearranging the furniture.
Don't worry, I'll get to it. I still have 7 hours and 45 minutes left in my shift.
If you did that now, you'd only have 7 hours and 35 minutes left on your shift.
Have a quick look, but then it's back to work.
There's only one problem. We're going to need a power source.
There's one about 3 miles down the road.
No problem. I turned on the generator. Amy said we're allowed to have a power source if it's essential for business.
My father's cheese factory and the bakery have it for health reasons. And the town committee agreed to let other businesses have it too. We just don't use it in our homes.
But you forgot. We don't have any internet service here.
Well, we'll just use the internet hotspot.
I don't like the sound of that.
Now, here's the store and a picture of the staff.
Wait. I'm not in the picture.
You were sleeping when we took it.
Now, if you click here, you can bring up all of the products and view their details and the prices. You can even select furniture you want to reserve for purchase.
Wait. How do you click?
Just with this mouse.
Well, one thing's for sure. This isn't an Amish mouse.
In the next few weeks, I'll work on improving some of the features. It'll depend on your customers' feedback, all of your feedback as well.
This site looks great. Getting the word out to customers will bring us a whole lot more of them. I mean, it looks great.
But most of our customers don't have computers. They don't even have electricity, let alone a hotspot.
And all the Amish mice are all in the attic.
From now on, we're going to focus our marketing beyond the picket fences of intercourse throughout the Lancaster area and beyond.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Now, team, we need to make sure we update this website weekly to make sure that our new products and our furniture pieces are added. Amos, can I count on you to help with that?
I will give it my best.
Well, that doesn't sound like a lot of heavy lifting. Why can't I do it?
Well, I don't want to interrupt your naps.
If you have any concerns or questions, just let me know. I'm looking forward to a long and productive relationship.
I have a feeling this relationship might be short-lived.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Uncle Eli, Noah. To what do we owe this pleasure?
I'll let him tell you. I'm having trouble remembering.
I think you all know why we are here. Last night we had our committee meeting where we discussed a variety of options concerning your ownership of the store and what actions we might take. Here is a copy of my speech.
It's his state of the community address.
The state of the community address. Well, let me take care of that.
After much discussion,
He did all the talking.
I have agreed to purchase the store in order to settle the dispute.
It is your dispute, not mine.
I'm sure you will find it's quite a substantial offer. I brought Eli along to help with the transition. He has agreed.
I was told.
He has agreed to run the store in the interim. My hope is that Amos will eventually take charge.
I would hardly call this offer substantial. What if I decide to reject it?
Well, I think it's a rather good offer considering the current status of the store, but we did have quite the in-depth discussion with the committee about what to do should you not accept.
I don't think you could call it a discussion because he did all the talking.
For the future of the store and the integrity of the community, your best choice would be to accept the offer. I can have the papers drawn up and the money made available to you within the week. I trust that is satisfactory.
It is not, and it just not the amount of the offer, which is hardly worth considering. God has given me this chance to do something with my life. And contrary to what you think, yeah, you heard that right. She has given me the opportunity to do something for the entire community.
guess that means I can go home.
The community will be disappointed,
Mostly it's he who's disappointed.
and I think you will regret it. Furthermore, we cannot allow heathens to flourish in our community.
I thought Delilah believed in God and even goes to church on occasion. Why is she considered a heathen?
Not only is she not Amish, she just referred to God as a she, and that doesn't go over very well around here.
From this moment on, the community of intercourse will no longer purchase any items from this store. A boycott is now in effect. I am sorry it has come to this.
I disagree. You are quite happy for this conflict.
Can I go home now?
Yes, let's leave. Amos, Levi, gather your belongings and come with us. It is time we let this woman fend for herself.
I cannot do that, Father. Delilah has been trying to do what she feels is best for this store and for the community. You need to give her a chance.
You need to leave now, Amos.
Let her explain her plans for the store and how it will benefit all of us. Can you at least do that?
I have made her an offer and she has refused. I cannot support the intrusion of the English, the intrusion of heathens into our community.
But you are wrong, Father. Her presence and ideas will allow the community to grow. It will only make the community stronger.
Amos, I am your father. I am the bishop of this community. You must leave now.
Father or not, I cannot support your position. I must stay true to my heart and do what I feel is best.
Very well. You may pick up your belongings tomorrow. You are no longer welcome in my house. Levi,
I'm hanging with Amos. And Delilah. And Derek. And the techno mics.
I will give you one last chance to discuss the sale of the store.
I'm done. No need to talk about yourself any longer. We'll do plenty of that when you leave for the second time.
You will all regret this decision.
I'll tell you what. I'll waive the charges for the work that I've done so far. I don't want to add any burden. There is a gold mine of potential here, and I just want to see you succeed.
Thank you, Derek, but that is certainly not necessary. I'll pay the bill and we'll be ready for a bunch more work.
I apologize for my father, and I'm sorry about the actions of the committee.
Amos, the decision by the committee hardly comes as a surprise. But what they don't realize is their actions may actually turn out to be a great benefit to our store.
Okay, I certainly hope you're right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
There's a bunch of furniture in the other room that needs moving.
Levi, be quiet. Derek, there is one more thing, but I'll call you later tonight. Thanks again.
Okay, bye everyone.
Are you okay, Amos?
For the first time in my life, I stood up against my father. I opposed his actions, for I think they are wrong.
I'm sorry for the altercation you had with your father, but I'm honored for the support you showed me.
You are welcome. And I have done what I believe is right, and no need to apologize. I do, however, have one problem. I'm going to need a place to stay.
Can I go too? I'm stressed.
We can all leave once Levi moves the furniture, we set up our new products, and the clock says 5 p.m. Levi, do you see those cartons over there? I ordered some new clothing for the customers. Go hang them up. Amos, come over here for a second. Sit down.
Well, this is strange. They aren't black.
Don't worry, I can rent you a room at the motel down the street, but I would prefer a different approach.
Gray socks, gray pants, light gray shirt.
Go home and talk to your father. Tell him that you're sorry and that you've decided to support his actions.
Here's a darker gray coat. These are great.
I don't think he is right. I want to support you owning the store.
light gray pants and gray hat. So stylish.
Just so you know, several of the Amish women planned for this outcome at the meeting. We devised a plan that will both appease your father, help out this store, and all of intercourse. But we're gonna need your help. Let me explain.
These clothes are great. We've now gone from 2 shades of black to 50 shades of gray. I'll go put these with the buggy whips.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lancaster's one and only WHAT TV News. As everybody already knows, I am investigative reporter Anderson Scooper with a breaking story. I'm in the usually very quiet Amish community of Intercourse just 10 miles outside of Lancaster. But, believe it or not, we have a big breaking story taking place right here and right now. Earlier today, an anonymous whistleblower, a man named Derek Sampson, alerted us that protests have broken out in this quaint town. When we arrived, we were quite surprised to see extensive protests taking place. Now we will do our very best to get to the bottom of this story. Excuse me, young ladies, can I have a word from you two?
Stranger danger!
Hold on, Naomi. Mom, you okay with us talking to this reporter?
Mom, she's not Fox News.
Girls, go ahead. I'm right here.
I see you're holding signs.
We made them this morning. Mine says, "Women should be baking."
And mine's a lot prettier than hers. It says, "English are not welcome."
And why are you carrying them?
Mrs. Scooper, I'm Esther Esch, the girls' mother. The girls are just willingly supporting their community.
I'm carrying the sign because my father told me to do it.
And he told me to wear this hat. MAGA, make the Amish great again.
Could you explain further for our viewers?
A well-respected Amish man died a couple of months ago. It was so sad.
We are also so sorry to hear about that.
Then, out of nowhere, a woman came in claiming to be his illegitimate daughter, came in and took control of his store. The store I'm talking about is the Not So Modern Furniture Store, 123 Kissimmee Street, Intercourse, Pennsylvania. They feature locally made Amish furniture and other wonderful items. One more thing, the website is www.realamishfurniture.com.
Does the community doubt that she is the daughter of the dead man?
There certainly was some doubt. When the committee heard the news, we had Elder Mulder do some research, and the findings in his report were inconclusive. But she produced a birth certificate, and the court performed some sort of DOA test, and it supported her claim.
I believe you mean a DNA test.
If you say so. We science didn't have to take much science in school.
So, why the opposition?
She's not Amish. Just to be clear, our community welcomes diversity as long as the diverse people are customers here to spend money. We consider it very important for our community to maintain its Amish identity. Could you imagine the turmoil if Baptists started moving in here? Oh, and then there's the fact that she's a woman.
Are women appreciated in intercourse?
What?
Wait, let me rephrase that. Aren't women appreciated in this town?
Oh, we are appreciated. My husband tells me almost every day how thankful he is for all the children I gave birth to, all the food that I cook, how clean the house is, and all the work I do in his bakery. And believe me, I do all the work in the bakery.
Mom!
The girls do work on occasion.
So your husband is not the master baker.
No, ma'am. He's not a master baker. I'm the one who does most of that.
Thank you, Mrs. Esch. Is there anything you'd like to add before we end this interview?
Yes, my husband's bakery is called the Sweetie Pies. It's just down the street from the furniture store. Everyone needs to try our cherry pies and our home-baked breads. You will really enjoy them.
Thank you, Mrs. Esch. Oh, I see that there's others now joining the protest.
Mrs. Scooper, that's Noah Flood. He heads the committee that started the boycott. Deacon Noah, this woman would like to speak with you.
Mr. Flood, would you mind answering a few questions?
Just a second, please. What is going on here, Esther?
The girls and I are just willingly supporting the community. We want to make sure everyone is aware of what's going on.
Esther, the community is well aware of what is going on. I have been spreading the word to everyone inside the community who missed the committee meeting.
And we've been spreading the word to everyone outside the community.
Mr. Flood, I'm Anderson Scooper from WHAT TV News. Can you confirm that you are the acting bishop of Intercourse?
That is correct.
And the community has initiated a boycott of the not-so-modern furniture store here in your town?
That is correct.
And do you believe that you have community support for your actions?
Yes, of course. We have taken a survey and found that 70% of the community were either in favor of or neutral towards the initiation of the boycott.
And the boycott is based on the fact that the new owner, the daughter of the previous owner, is not Amish and she is female?
Bear in mind, the Mulder report we compiled was inconclusive as to her heredity. Despite this fact, we had hoped to avoid this unfortunate action. I personally made an offer to buy the store to Miss Ryle, but she refused.
And her refusal in this offer has resulted in the boycott?
That is correct.
Just to be clear, you attempted to buy the store for your own personal gain, and her refusal in this offer has led to the boycott. Many would consider that a quid pro quo. Do you have any concerns about a possible impeachment from a committee position?
I have no further comments. Esther, I suggest you not speak with this reporter anymore. Let's leave, Ruth.
I guess I'm not supposed to talk to you anymore. Or so saith the man. Well, you know, this boycott has been going on for quite some time. I'm not quite sure what to do. Isn't that Miss Ryle heading this way?
Yes, Mom.
What does she do?
She's the owner of the furniture store. She's the one we're boycotting. She is so nice. But I like her old dress a lot better.
Mrs. Ryle, would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Sure. What would you like to know?
From your perspective, what is happening?
There is a mob boycotting my store.
And why do you think that this is occurring?
Because I'm a minority and I'm a woman.
You don't look like a minority. Could you elaborate on that?
I am being boycotted for my radical religious beliefs.
And what religion do you practice?
I'm Presbyterian, although I haven't been to church in a while. As a young woman, it's hard enough to make it in a man's world. When that world is Amish intercourse, it's nearly impossible.
Do you have any plan of action to counter this boycott?
I would just ask for the support of anybody who has ever encountered gender oppression or feels it important to support women's rights. Any help is greatly appreciated.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Ryle.
Oh, and our website is www.realamishfurniture.com.
That's all we have for now from Intercourse. We will keep you informed of any new developments. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programs. Thank you, and goodbye. Super again, following up on our story last week in the Amish community of Intercourse. The boycott of the not-so-modern furniture store has resulted in a mass influx of customers, and the businesses in town are booming. And one thing is for certain, I am sure to receive much of the credit for my awesome reporting. Coming this way are two girls who are helping with the boycott. Excuse me, young ladies, could I get a word from you two?
We're in a hurry. Mom needs our help with the back.
Aren't you supporting the boycott?
Mom says we are. Mom says we need to remain proud of our Amish town.
Mom says we need to remain noble. Maybe win a Nobel Prize.
I just hope we're getting a piece of the money we're making.
Or we'll win a Nobel Peace Prize. Can young kids win that?
We need to go!
But girls! Oh, well. Coming this way are two customers. Obviously not Amish. Excuse me, folks, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, I don't mind, but good luck getting him to talk.
Oh my, we're on television? This is awkward.
What brings you to Intercourse?
Oh, I saw your broadcast the other day, and I felt it very important to support women that are trying to make it in business. I used to come to Intercourse, but I haven't experienced it recently.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
But boy, when I got here, I was so surprised. There's so many neat new stores and great products. And the people were so friendly.
Boy, they sure are.
As you can see, we went to the cheese factory and we got some brie and some Gouda and some stinking bishop cheese.
Well, that's really good stuff.
It was crowded everywhere we went. But here we are in front of the bakery getting some homemade donuts.
I really love donuts.
Were you able to stop by at the not-so-modern furniture store? That was the one that they were boycotting last week.
Oh, there was a long line, but once we got in there, I discovered that they didn't have a very good selection of clothing, and we didn't need any new furniture. But hubby here got a brand new garden tool.
Yeah, look at this. They got the best hose in Intercourse.
Lock the door, girls. Yes, we're closing early. We have no more bread and no more pies left to sell, and the donuts are long gone.
I'm just so glad we're closing.
Then why aren't you getting up to lock the door? Girls, what's the problem?
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
I don't think I can move another muscle.
If you can't move another muscle, then quit talking.
We need a raise.
If business stays this good, you can certainly have a raise. But if you don't get up and lock the door, there'll be more work to do when somebody walks in.
More customers. I need a donut.
Why, hello, Delilah. Hello, Amos.
Will one of you two please lock the door? We're too tired to get up.
I'll get it.
How's business been going over at the furniture store?
Oh, Esther, you're a genius. Your plan has worked flawlessly.
When Delilah told me the reason you were having the girls involved in the boycott, I thought that there would be no way it would succeed. My fear is that it would only make the situation worse.
Girls are smart.
Amos, you obviously underestimate the power and intelligence of women.
Boys are stupid.
If I had had any doubt, Delilah, you have demonstrated the power and intelligence of women. But in the Amish world, women don't make any of the decisions, well, other than food for dinner. But Amish women certainly don't control the money in the family. It's just not how things work.
How do you say it? Welcome to the English world.
Obviously, I didn't remember what happens outside of intercourse.
Amos, it happens inside intercourse too. We Amish women just need to be a little more concealed and mysterious. But for the most part, we control the spending.
That's not what
And we also control the conversation, so shh.
Delilah, I take it business is going well.
Ever since the boycott started, we've been swamped. Everybody's thrilled.
That's not true. Levi is not happy. He actually has to work now.
We sold 75% of our furniture, and our clothing sales have gone up 50%. And all we have is black and gray, and we've sold dozens of tiny helpers.
Yeah, Levi was telling us about them. Hopefully some of the customers will start smelling a lot better.
Yeah, that one lady today really stunk bad. Her husband was even worse. Ew. Levi told us to send the stinky ones to the furniture store to buy some ass aids.
They're tiny helpers.
Oh, we women unite and come to the rescue of other women, whether Amish or English.
We have had to work so much.
It was over 6 hours this week. Help us little women too.
And we mothers need to make sure our daughters don't complain too much. Why don't you guys go get everything cleaned up so we can get going? I wanted to let you know that the business has been going great at the bakery too. Our sales have skyrocketed.
Well, I did mention to my customers about all the other stores in Intercourse. Oh, and how big your pies are.
Thank you so much.
I guess all we have left to do now is deal with Deacon Noah. I don't know what he intends to do going forward.
I know my father was not happy earlier this week when the boycott started, but that was his fault. His actions were old-fashioned and much too severe.
I think his severe response was perfect.
I agree. It actually helped both of us.
Come to think of it, he has been more relaxed in the last few days.
That's a good sign.
But I'm not sure how he's going to handle it when I tell him the new news.
Honestly, I'd be even more concerned about your mother.
Delilah has accepted my invitation to go on a date.
Oh my! I'm excited, but you haven't told your parents yet?
Not yet. I wanted to let the boycott turmoil roll over first.
You better not wait too long. When do you plan to tell them?
Looks like it might be real soon.
You want me here when you talk to them?
I like having you around.
Oh, I really don't mind leaving.
I don't mind leaving either.
Please stay. It won't be that bad. Hello, Mother. Hello, Father. Rebecca.
Good afternoon, Noah, Ruth. Hi, Rebecca.
Greetings, Amos. What are you doing here? Did you get a new job?
No, Father, I did not. I'm still working for Delilah.
Well, that's too bad.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Father. I am learning so much from her. She is a wonderful boss and a wonderful person.
I'm sure she is.
What?
But while I'm glad that you like your job, would you consider leaving?
Why do you want me to leave my job?
Because I need your help. This last week at the cheese factory has been amazing. Sales are up 200%, and I need 2 or 3 more employees just to keep up.
Well, that's great news, Deacon Noah. Congratulations.
And last night I was selected as the full-time bishop for the community, so I will be extra stretched for time.
If you're short of time and you need some help, I know someone that's very available. Eli is very available. And I know that he'll accept. You don't even have to talk to him. And I don't even care what you pay him. And you know what? He has experience cutting cheese.
If business continues this well at the bakery, I could use him here too.
He could work a double shift. Any chance you could use him at the furniture store?
I know working there doesn't make Uncle Eli happy. We'll be fine as long as we can get Levi motivated.
You will probably need Uncle Eli then.
I wanted you all to know that as the full-time bishop of the community, I must see things from a different perspective. I must take into consideration the needs of the community and be less harsh and overbearing towards differences in the town.
I guess business is going well. Money talks.
At times, I need to consider the benefit of new ideas for the town, even if those ideas should be different from my own beliefs. Sometimes, challenging your own ideas can bring improvement.
Business must have exploded at the cheese factory.
Diversity can make us stronger.
And richer.
Please don't take this as an apology, just a new perspective.
Thank you so much, Father.
Apology accepted. Thank you for saying that.
This is not an apology.
Well, thank you then for your comments.
Shall we officially call off the boycott?
Absolutely not.
What?
Perhaps the reasons for the boycott were not good, but the actions taken to support the boycott were brilliant. I suspect it was your idea, Esther, but everyone carried it off brilliantly.
Rebecca helped a lot too.
I must admit, I was overwhelmed at the response.
The community has been revitalized. I'll take some of the credit, but I'm not sure how to handle that. I don't get much credit at home.
I admit that in all my life, I've never seen so much traffic in intercourse. And most of it horseless.
But if we're all happy and friends again, can't we just call off the boycott?
It's the boycott that led to the success. It is a remarkable marketing tool. We must take care, however, because the novelty will wear off in time.
Well, then perhaps we should pick back up if the business dips down, we should pick back up with the picketing then.
Or maybe we plan one boycott march every month or so to remind our customers that oppression still exists.
Great idea, ladies. I shall not, however, reveal this approach to the committee.
Good point. We don't want the truth leaking out to Anderson Scooper.
Thank you again, everyone. Now we shall be on our way. Amos, my son, I hope you can accept my invitation to return to the house.
Thank you so much, Father.
And can I expect you for dinner tonight?
I cannot. I have other plans.
We can change that if you want.
I don't want to change anything. Father, just so you know, I have asked Delilah to have dinner with me. Oh!
Perhaps tomorrow will work then.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, you're having dinner with Delilah.
It is a date. I finally got up the nerve to ask her to go out with me.
I'm so glad you asked me.
I hope it all goes well.
And I hope you have many more.
As do I.
Just be aware, son, if things get serious and marriage is considered.
Well, maybe we're advancing a little too quickly. We haven't even been on our date yet.
I understand, but if things do get serious, Delilah will either need to join the Amish faith or you will need to leave it. You could still run the store, Delilah. I just wanted to make that clear.
I know, Father, but that is much further down the road, and I will certainly give that much consideration.
Well, we could always just become Quakers if that would help. Kind of meet halfway.
But we can discuss that later. Delilah, you are also welcome to join us for dinner tomorrow if you so desire. Now I shall let you all get along with your day. I'll be seeing you all soon.
Oh! Well, that didn't go at all how I expected. They were actually happy and congenial.
I don't think
seen my father like this. I am still trying to recover from the shock. And the cane.
Well, maybe I could help. I could run home and get us some wine.
I didn't know the Amish drank alcohol.
Well, we don't. In public.
No need to run home. I have some right here. To Delilah, Amos, and the future of intercourse.
Go out and around. I'll see you up front.